So, hello guys, welcome to our next video in the playlist Python for Basics. So, in today's video, we're going to look at one of the most important concept, that is the for loops and conditionals. So, the for loops and conditionals are very useful when you are want to iterate over some of the geospatial things, like how to do a particular thing for one object. I want to do it for 100 objects, so you don't need to do 100 times. So you just have to write a loop, and it will create a loop, and it will repeat whatever the block of code you provided inside your loop in order to execute. So without wasting much time, so let's just start with the loops and conditionals. So first we'll start with the for loop. So a for loop is used for iterating over sequence, as I've already told you. So the sequence can be a list, or it can be a tuple, or a dictionary, a set, or a string. So these terms may look strange for the beginners, but I have recommended you to watch our previous videos in order to know about what a list, tuple, dictionary, the set, and a string. So let's just start. So I have to create a variable called cities. So it must be a lister. So I'll create the list of cities called Mysore and Bangalore, let's say Chennai, and Hyderabad. So I have four cities in my variable called cities, in the form of list, which are written inside a square bracket. So now I have to write a for loop. Let's just say the syntax. So remember to connect before you click on the run. So automatically, if you click on the run, it will connect to the default CPU hardware accelerator. So you can also change your runtime to GPU or TPU, so based on your scope of the task. So now let's just recapitulate. We have created a variable called cities, and it has a list of four cities. So now I have to write a for loop. So the usual syntax followed is like for. It starts with the statement for something like x in the cities. So you can also use, instead of x, city, because it contains the city names. So for each of the city in the cities, so this will extract whatever the cities are there inside my variable called cities, and it will execute whatever I will provide below it. So you have to use uh, this symbol for writing the for loop. So after that, the indentations are very important in writing the for loops. So if you come out of this indentation, so you're out of the for loop. So you have to be inside this indentation in order to be inside a for loop. So like I will say, for each of the city in the cities, I want to print the name of the cities. So just write print city and click on the run. So you'll get a list of Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. So it is printed. The for loop has run four times because it has the four elements inside the variable cities, and it has printed a variable called city, so inside the for loop. So this is just a general syntax. So you can use the x in the place of city, and you can print city. So you will also get the same. So it is just has to be an indicator for our for loop. So what it has to identify inside our variable, and what it has to print. So I hope you have got a general idea of how to write a for loop. So let's just get started with some again, in order to iterate over the different types of variables. Like I have a dictionary, or I have a tuple. So let's just say I have a dictionary. So let's just say call it a data. So I'm creating a dictionary. Remember, the dictionary data structure has two pairs. So one is the key, and another one is the value. So let's just say my key is city. So the city name is Mysore. Okay, and I have one more key called population. So the population should be numeric. Let's just say it has some 54,000 population, and I have one more key value that is called the coordinates. The coordinates for the population. So print the coordinates, and it the coordinates has to be a tuple object. So remember, I have used three types of data inside a dictionary. So one is a string, one is a number, and another one is a tuple object. So let's just say it's in the xy format, so longitude and latitude. So this is my longitude, and let's just say this is my latitude. So exactly this is not the coordinates of the Mysore city, but at we are just using it case for the examples. So now how I can write a for loop for dictionary, so is that, let's just say uh, I have to write a for loop for x comma y, because this time I have two inputs for my for loop. One is the key and another one is a value. So I'm giving for x comma value in the data. So the data has to be extracted with the help of function called items. So whatever the items there inside this data will get be extracted, and it will identify two objects called x and y. One is a key and another one is a value. So it's a dictionary pair. So after that I want to it to print my x and y together. So let's just run. So here you will see it has printed my city is Mysore, and population is this, and coordinates is this. So it has extracted at a time. For x it has run three times, so at a time it has extracted two values, city and Mysore, population and the population count and the coordinates. So remember, so how many items you have inside the data structure, so that much time your for loop will be running. So you have understood how to create a for loop for a list of objects and a dictionary with the key and value pairs. So let's just use some of the built-in functions like range and print and write a for loop inside it. So let's just say I don't have any kind of pre-data variable, so I will just write a for loop like for x in the range. So this is the built-in function called range. So let's just say the range is 6. So for the range in 6 you have to print the x. So what might be the output? Let's just click and run. So you will print all the inputs which are there inside the range from 0 to 6. So 6 is exclusive, so remember you will only print the numbers up to 5. So in this for loop the loop has run uh, 6 times, so it will have 0 1 2 3 4 5 numbers printed in its output. So like this, if you don't have any kind of the prior data also, you can just use some of the built-in functions and you can print it. So let's just say one more loop function. So for x in the range of 10 to 20, so this is the starting point and the ending point. I want my steps to be 2. So it means whatever the gap between each of uh, the starting point and ending point must be 2, so that it will print one number after another and it will skip the middle one. So here you write print x and click on the run. You'll get starting from 10 12 14. So remember the gap between the numbers, we have 2. So like this you can generate a range of numbers with the help of function range. So you just have to specify the starting number, ending number, and what should be the gap between those numbers. So next just go to our conditionals. So conditionals use the if statement, elif statement, and the else statement. So let's just say we get back to our original data called cities. So let's just say we'll take this in order to be in the frame. So and run it. So I'll write a for loop again. So for city in cities, I will start an if statement now. So I am writing an if statement inside a for loop. If it's asking for the for loop to confirm this condition, if the city is equal to Mysore, that is the first variable, only then it should print the city. So it should print the city. Click on the run. So there you see it has printed the city. So if you want to this is particularly helpful when you want to identify some kind of object inside your data. So for here it is only 4 elements. What if you have 4,000 elements? You want to search particular number, so using Python. So there you will write a for loop for each of the element inside your variable, and you will give the condition that if this is city should be equal to, so remember you should use the double equals, not single equals. So single equal in Python is helpful for, or is for assigning a variable, and double sign is for checking whether it's equal to or not. So it should use double equals to Mysore, and it should print city. So one more important thing is that you have to keep in mind the indentations. So one indentate indicates that we're inside a loop, and another indented indicates that we are inside a if statement. So remember, wherever you use this the is to function, so there you are inside a loop, or where you are inside an if statement. So now I have printed the city. So now I just want to expand. So I have to write for the other statements also. So let's just add one more column. So I'm creating one more for loop for the same cities variable. So for city in cities, uh, I'm writing an if statement. So if city is equal to Mysore, so then only you have to print the city name. So I'm coming out of the if statement now. I'm writing an else statement. So this indicates that what if the city name is not equal to Mysore, and what should I do after that. So this will indicate that after else it should print, so rest are not Mysore. That's it. Now you run. So you see our loop has run four times because we have four number of elements inside our list. So it has run four times. At the first instant itself, it has found that the city is equal to Mysore, and in the next three times the running of the loop, it has stating that it is no, it's not a Mysore, it's not a Mysore. So what if I want to find other statement? So let's just say Chennai. So you'll see the Chennai is found at the fourth loop, not just the first. So it means that the loop is running in a sequence. So first it will go through the first element, whether it will check it's a Mysore or no, so that it will print no. So the rest are all not Mysore, so it is printing Bangalore. So no, it's not a Bangalore. So yes, it's a Chennai in the for loop, so it will print yes, it's a Chennai. So this is how you can write a for loop, and inside that you can write some conditions for if and else statements. So you can write the conditions equals to less than, you can use any of the mathematical operand if it's a numerical data. So since it's a string, we are using equals to. So next, just let's go to our one more very important dictionary type we had created in our earlier variable. So one more thing is that the Python relies on the identification of white space at the beginning of the line. So I have already told you this indenting. So in order to define the scope of the for loop for and the if statement, so you have to make sure that your code is properly indented. So you can evaluate a series of conditionals using the elif statement also, so which we will see in the next example. And the multi criteria can be combined using and as well as the or keywords. So let's just create one more variable in order to know how you can practically implement this. So I'm creating a variable called cities coordinates. So it should be a dictionary. So the key and the value pairs, the key name will contain the value for the city name, and the value will be the population. So let's just say uh, not city coordinates, so it should be the city's population, because we are writing the population here. So Mysore has a population of 54 or 5 lakhs, something like that, and 54,000. And my Bangalore has a population of, let's just say 1 lakh something, and my Chennai key value pair has a value of 87,000, something like that. And the last one, which is the Hyderabad, has some 87,400 something like that population. So let's just click on the run. So for your convenience, you can also print the city's population and print it. So remember, it's a dictionary. It has key and value pairs with the name of the city and its population. So for this, now I have to write some kind of for loop. So let's just start writing this. So I'm writing with the help of the for function for city, that is my key, and the pair population. So you can also use x comma y instead of city comma population in my city population variable, city's population variable. So I have used the indented, so it means that now I am inside a for loop. So I'm using the if statement. So remember, the population are in 54,000. So 1 lakh of 45,000, 87,000 something, and 87,000 something. So I'm creating an if statement. So if the population, that is my y variable, the second one, the value pair. So if my population is greater than, so greater than, you can use the mathematical operand 1 lakh, then it should print the name of the city. So you can use a string. It should print the name of the city. Okay, or else you can also use the string. So city has a population of this. So remember to use the format. So first one is the city, and second one is the population, has population of this, which is greater than 1 lakh. So that's how you can write a format. So I have used the two variables inside here, and I have give the format the two variable. So this if statement will print whatever the city. So identically it should be the Bangalore city, which it should be printing with its population. So now I have to write one more statement. I'm using the elif. So it means if it is not greater than 1 lakh, it has to check for next uh, condition, that is the population is let's just say, if the population is greater than 80,000, then it should print so the name of the city with its population. So I'm writing the last statement called else. So it should print that or else here you can use less than 60,000, because we get to print the all the variables. So we'll get the print of the Mysore, and or else it should print the city is between 60K and 100K population with a population of this one. So you have to give the format. It should be the city and population. Click on that. So we have some error. So it's expecting two, so I have to write items here because it's a dictionary. Now you click on the run. So yeah, so now you see we have printed. So the first statement, the population should be greater than 1 lakh. Yes, it's greater than 1 lakh. And that one is the Bangalore has a population of 14,000 and it's greater than 1 lakh. So the first object is Mysore, so which is having a population of less than 60,000, so it has printed 54,000. So the Chennai and the Hyderabad, whose population is between 60K and 1 lakh with a population of 87,000 and 87,000. So like this, you have printed all the items in your dictionary. So with the help of the if statement, by controlling the population using some mathematical operand less than, greater than, or else statement and elif statement. So with the use of the function elif, you can write multiple conditions and you can print whatever the output you want. So I hope you have understood how to write a if and elif statement with the help of conditionals. So remember, you have used the for loop, you have used the conditionals. So let's just go to one more important topic, that is uh, the control statement. So let's just say for the same variable, city and in a list. So I'll take this and paste it in here. So the control statements are useful for a for loop that iterates over each item in a sequence. So like sometimes it is desirable to stop the execution. So remember, you have executed the whole loop here. For example, I just want to find where the Bangalore is having a greater than 1 lakh population. So after you have find the Bangalore, the for loop should stop. It should not move to Chennai and Hyderabad. So how can I control that? That is with the help of the control statement. So using the two main important special statements called break, continue, and pass. So let's just get started. So for the same city, we have cities which containing the list of four variables. I'm writing a for loop called uh, for city in the cities. It should print the city. Okay, but I'm also adding a condition. If the city is equal to, let's just say, Bangalore, then it should print that I found Bangalore, and it should have a break in here. So this is the important concept. So after we have write on a for loop for city in cities, it has to print a city. So until here it will goes on for looping and it will print each of the city in the list. But there is also a statement, if statement, that is if city is equal to Bangalore, then it should print that I have found the Bangalore and I should stop the for loop now. So just click on the run. See, it has iterated through first. Yeah, okay, I find Mysore. Okay, the second one, the Bangalore. Okay, the Bangalore is my condition here. The if city is equal to Bangalore, I should stop. I should have a break in my loop. So it has printed I found the Bangalore, so I'm not executing anymore. So my for loop has stopped now. So we can use one more important special statement called continue. So this statement will skip the remaining part of the loop and go to the next iteration. So we'll just see that for city in cities, it should have a if statement. If city is equal to, let's just say, Bangalore itself, it should continue and it should print the city. Click on that. So now you see my for loop has skipped the Bangalore. So it means that for the city, in cities it has to print the city, but in between if you found any of the string like Bangalore, so you should continue, you should not print this city. So like that the for loop has defined. So two important functions, one is the break, one is the continue. So break used at the last, but continue to skip we have used it in the middle. So remember, this print city is not inside this if statement, it is inside the for loop. So indentations are very much important in Python, so please do keep that in mind. So next, just we'll use one more special statement called pass. So pass statement doesn't do anything. So it's useful when some code required to complete the syntax, but you don't want any code to execute. So it is typically used as a placeholder when the function is not complete. So it's just like a pass button. So let's just say for the same city, for city in the cities, I want creating a for loop. If city is equal to Bangalore, then you pass. So I've used the keyword pass. So else you just print the city. Click on that. So there you see it has passed the Bangalore and it has print the city. So the continue and this pass statements are more or like similar. So if you have to know about two of this, you just have to be clear on the pass, continue, and break statements. So I hope guys you have understood how to do and a for loop and write the controls and the conditionals. So we have started with the list object. We have used the for loops in order to print the elements inside the list. We have also applied the same thing for a dictionary with the help of function dot items, and we have printed the both key and value pairs. And in the next we have used some built-in functions like a range, where you can get a range of numbers with the multiple steps or the gap in between them. And again we have used the conditionals using the if statements, where you can control what your output should be, and you can also print what your output should not be. And you have also used this elif statement for writing the multiple conditions for your dictionary item. And you have also used some of the different conditionals as well as the control statement using the break, continue, and pass, the special statements. So I hope you have understood all this. So if you have any kind of queries, doubts, you can always post it in the comment section. So thank you for watching.